already seen it once today. Could work rather well. I think it was actually DCSA that did it earlier on in the last series. It might have been them.
Yes.
So they could easily realize this, but they didn't ban it. I don't think they'll pick it considering they already have the Sven and the Storm Spirit. And maybe Infamous aren't going to go that route either, but
yeah, very true.
They have a lot of time to think about this last pick for DCSA as they're looking for, theoretically, their offlaner, one would assume.
Yep. And with that, the Sven tri-lane's pretty strong as well. They can choose to go aggro. And that might influence their last pick a bit because they could pick something quite good for the game. There's a ton of magic damage on the side of Infamous right now, but not a whole bunch of physical.
Yeah.
You have heroes like the Venomancer still available if they want to go down that route, but it's been pretty much ignored this series.
5th pick Veno coming up. Now it's the Darkseer with this Sven combination.
Yep, there we go.
Wow.
He's also going to build a mech and pipe this game, tank it up.
This could be good. I know Darkseer kind of considered maybe a dead hero to a certain extent, but he's been picked a couple games that he's done pretty well in certain instances. And he has a Spirit Breaker, Iron Shell, Sven as well. Even the Storm Spirit, they all really do well with the Iron Shell. I think this is going to be fantastic here for the Darkseer for DCSA. Really good stuff.
Yep, how fitting for the final game as well, too, right? This is when the pressure is on. This is where people perhaps, play a bit more conservative than they normally do so they can actually, it always feels like the farther you go into a tournament, the more conservative or careful people play, right? Juggernaut. Okay. So they pick out the Juggernaut. It's pretty good in the lane phase, and they are strong at fighting for sure, but there's definitely a late game scaling problem, unless this Winter Wyvern really has a good game. I'm sure we've all seen the Winter's Curse on the God Strength Sven, just killing teammates in 2 hits, but...
It's tough, though, man. That's not an easy spell to hit all the time.
Yeah, definitely not, especially with all these heroes just running at you. You got there's 4 jumpers now, basically, right? Pretty difficult.
That's true, actually. Yeah. There's a lot of mobility from DCSA. Now, I want to ask, do you think there could have been a chance they picked... So, they see the Darkseer and they're like, okay, Drow won't work here? Or is fighting Drow into Darkseer fine? Is that not an issue?
It's definitely difficult, especially when he's combined with the Spirit Breaker. Drow's going to get ran at forever. And I feel like the win condition for Drow more so is just winning lanes. If they're unable to really win lanes and get a big advantage that way, it's pretty difficult to begin your game. And there's a good chance that doesn't happen because, of course, the Sven has some aggro tri-lane potential as well. It's just not that safe of a pick, and it's pretty risky. And this is, of course, the final game, and they're just going with the comfortable with the Kotaro Juggernaut.
Yeah, and we'll see how it turns out. Infamous, they were looking good in the first game. They made it through the upper bracket. DCSA going down to the lower bracket, and so far they've played great as well, despite that first game loss. They've done really well here in Game 2. And they've got the Sven comfort pick again that we saw in that previous game for HFN. We'll see if they can't find that same amount of farm. What's the answer to this Sven for Infamous? What do they do here? Do they put pressure on bottom? Right now, some wards are being dropped, and just general setting up here for the most part.
I actually think this Wyvern can pressure Sven quite a bit, especially when he gets some levels that Arctic Burn spam combined with a Splinter Blast. It's really easy for his teammates to just run in after he slows them up, so... I think they'll just try to play around him a lot, then Juggernaut can pretty much do his own thing up against the Darkseer without too much danger.
Alright.
So yeah, they definitely need to pressure this guy. We don't want to see another free farm Sven that has like a 6.5 minute Mask of Madness that just AFKs in the jungle for 10 and comes out and kills everyone.
Yeah, that was a problem. That was difficult to deal with. Oh man, I know the timer was a joke earlier, but now that I have to actually do it, it scares the shit out of me. Woo!
Don't worry, he'll be back.
Yeah, he will be. I'm assuming he's just restarting his computer, restarting his game. Whatever he needs to do, that's fine. And we'll wait on it. So, by the way, the Winter Wyvern, he went max Splinter Blast in the game that he played in the offlane. But in the Ice Ice game, where obviously they lost in that game with Ice Ice for Medeski, he went max Arctic Burn, interestingly enough. So I guess it depends on the situation. You were talking about Arctic Burn in this game. Maybe you didn't fit the last game where he picked it the best, and he thought he could get more farm from the Splinter Blast. So I'm not sure. Let's see what he does go into.
This is definitely still quite the unexplored hero in the offlane, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens, because I honestly don't know too much about this hero. I've seen it played, but I haven't played it myself. I've played against it, and I did think it felt quite strong at certain parts of the game, but then he kind of like... After lane phase, he kind of plays out like a support until he gets that level 15 talent where he gets the 75 damage. So
yeah, then he can start really dishing out. But for now, he might get some help bottom as there's going to be this Jakiro in the trees. I believe that is Excel. And then the Clockwork rotating around Azor High, also going to be down here on top of it. So aggressive tri-lane for now. Might put some pressure onto HFN, although King RD is going to be there, and Chilling Touch is quite the laning ability as well. But we'll see.
Yep, indeed. And he doesn't have a 4-man shield on Sven, so I don't know if they're expecting this aggression. Perhaps when they see what's going on in the top lane, they'll suspect it, but they can definitely kill this guy a little more.
All right, we're going to have to watch for that rotation. Clockwork sitting in the tree line. They're going to see the Wyvern up here. HFN's playing a bit carefully. Now he's thinking, oh, this is probably fine. I can walk up a little bit. And now he's going to get run at. Here comes the Clockwork. The Arctic Burn will go, and HFN's like, oh, shit. Throws up the Stormhammer coming in. They've got the Battery Assault. There's the Dual Breath. He's slowed pretty much to nothing, and HFN going to try to run back, but that is going to be First Blood. Drawn by Azor Ahai on the Clockwork. Already a good start here.
And an easy First Blood at that. It was, they're actually pinging out the tree. So they find the ward here. All right, that's nice.
Wow. That is impressive. Yeah, that is nice. Well, all right.
But I mean, this lane is so dangerous from, even when Spirit Breaker and A are here, like, if he just gets slowed on the Sven, I don't know what they can really do to help him.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Matthew's going to try to hit up onto the Clockwork. They do have a pull, so keep things a bit more even here for DC. Top lane, though, we do have the Jug versus Darkseer matchup. Kind of a classic, I guess. Shouldn't be too bad for the Jug, I guess.
No, it's totally fine for the Juggernaut, but Darkseer will be extremely fun. Down bottom, they're actually hard enough to get to Wyvern.
Oh, he is out of position. Stinger is in trouble. Dual Breath. He's got a salve. Won't be able to get it off. He just got level 2 for Cold Embrace. He tried using it. That would have been crazy. If he could have gotten it off in time, he might have been able to live there. But sadly, that is not the case. So out of position, Stinger gets killed.
Yep, and he's very dead. 3 heroes with Chilling Touch. Good luck surviving that. Even with the Cold Embrace, he probably still would have died. But
yeah, true.
now we have the Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane, and Arctic Burn, I mean, this is a 50-second cooldown. I feel like if they don't get a lot done with this spell, their lane is actually quite weak.
Yeah, it's kind of like meta. You need to get something going with it if you can't find a kill. I guess it's good used for, like, meta's good used for last hitting, but Arctic Burn is just, yeah, without it, it's kind of rough, isn't it?
Yeah, this hero feels quite weak without it.
The cooldown does get smaller as, of course, he gets the levels in it. And I think this might be the game to go for the Arctic Burn max. But we'll see. I mean, it depends.
Yeah, definitely. And they've got to be so careful. Both teams actually have to be pretty careful. The Chilling Touch on through his Clockwork here might be in some danger.
Yeah, Cogs will come out. There's the Cold Embrace. Liquid Fire to come through as well. Thought about Dual Breath, decided against it. Cold Feet, Stormhammer, and that is probably a dead Clockwork. Yeah, he will fall to Matthew as he gets an auto attack off. So, a nice reinitiation from DC to secure the kill. An Arctic Burn used again, but to no avail.
Yep, that was, I don't know, I think they need to abandon this lane at some point. Perhaps the Clockwork can try to flank the Storm Spear mid. He's got no boots on him, so maybe he can get behind him and just chase him down, pressure him that way.
I understand wanting to shut down this Sven, and they're stopping him from CSing freely, but there are other things that can be done here, like you're talking about. Ward, they'll spot out the Clockwork. He's got charge, and he's going to use it to get away. I was going to say, I think the clock was faster, but the charge is going to be able to get him out of there. No worries.
Yeah, P is gone.
Although, I guess now with the Spirit Breaker elsewhere, you can maybe think about going on King RD. That's what they're going to try to do. Arctic Burn. Maybe they get a kill out of this. They got the Cogs. Nicely done. He'll have the Battery Assault. Might not need it, in fact. And he'll use it anyways, just to be sure to get the kill, and they will find it. Nice. Good job.
Yep, nicely done there, capitalizing on the Spirit Breaker missing. And this is, you don't want to sit here forever, right? Eventually, you're going to want to move around, get those bounty runes, try to make plays elsewhere on the map, try to divert the attention of the heroes elsewhere, because, like you said, Sven's still not really CSing that well in this lane at all.
Yeah, so they've slowed him down a little bit. Maybe they send the Clockwork mid like you talked about before the storm hits 6, which you'll be pretty soon. Although a ward would have spotted him out moving over there, because again, there's a ward over towards this bounty rune. Unless he goes all the way around. But now they should know that he's coming towards bottom. HFN could be a good target, but he's tough to go after. They're going to go with the Cogs. There's the Chilling Touch and Cold Feet coming out in combination. Cog push back. He's out of mana. They will Clarity him, I believe. Or was that somebody else? It looks like it was on the Dire side.
Yeah, Jakiro's. So now Sven, no mana. And Chilling Touch actually has a pretty long cooldown as well. It's 50 seconds, so.
And the wave is pushed back. Even better for Infamous. And the Clockwork. That ward that I was talking about, it just expired. But, again, Storm Spirit, very close to 6. He will head into the jungle. Maybe he finds him. Even so, it looks like they're not trying to put any pressure on this Storm of Spirit. And in the meantime, we haven't really talked about top, but again, as you mentioned, the Darks are getting free farm, but Surge coming out. Looks like Infamous's Kotaro just trying to get some damage in onto the creep wave. Very close lane up in that top lane.
Yep, and you know, it would have been a really good timing for Clockwork to go towards mid because Puck is level 6. He has actually quite a big experience lead up on the Storm thanks to that CS advantage. And now
he just
Storm's
got
level
6.
6.
Yeah. That gank's
Just
not happening. That is just, he needed to rotate over a little bit earlier. He's going to find him now, the cock push, but here's the charge, and actually the Clockwork might be in more trouble. There's the battery assault, but again, with ball lightning, ooh, he's actually out of mana. But again, with the charge coming, it was more of a bait. And Clockwork going to be close. Meanwhile, King Tekka finds Jug top lane. A solo kill. They get the long-range auto attack from Matthew. Dude, sometimes, like him and Earthshaker, it's kind of interesting.
Sometimes they just pull out the long-range attacks.
They throw their weapon at him. Dual Breath, they're going to lose Excel perhaps here. Although, good Dream Coil. Out of mana, Leo style in some trouble. He's going to fall, and now they might find Matthew looking for a charge, but the battery assault keeping him locked down. It's a double kill coming in for Pepita. Great Dream Coil, great setup, and they even keep the Jakiro alive, and then the most value shrine comes out, and they will get him healed up.
Yeah, big time. And very surprising that King Tekka actually got a solo kill up on Kataro's Juggernaut here. He even used the Omni Slash, alright, so I don't know what happened.
Bottom lane, HFN, Lose Europe. Wow, they blew him away. He didn't see that gank coming. They all rotate in after the shrine. The battery assault cogs come in from the Clockwork, and he's able to go.
You know, this was a problem that I thought could happen if they didn't do so hot in the lanes. Sven, obviously, he wants a lot of time to farm jungle. Swarm, not the best laner, especially against a hero like Puck. He's very killable in the early parts of the game, and he kind of just goes back to the jungle as well. And when you lose your lanes so bad like this, you can't really afford to do that. You know, you won't have the space to just fall back and farm. So they don't really have a hero that's going to control the tempo of this game.
Maybe the Darkseer, but again, he's really intent on getting levels and farming as well and getting that first big item.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't really set up for a gank or anything with the rest of his team. This Spear Breaker's not accomplishing much, maybe 1 or 2 kills here and there. It's looking pretty good, all things considered, for Infamous, but again, this is still the early stages of the game, although King RD's probably dead here. He will get off the Chilling Touch, but will not keep him alive. Cold Feet coming in, but Singer's going to go ahead and get that off. Did he go max? No, he went Splinter Blast again. Here we go. They're going to jump in. He's got the Cold Embrace. He's got to get it off in time. Dual Breath HFN needs to be careful. Matthew staying around. Now the cog push. Nicely done. Coming out from Azora High. And even the cog push hitting on King Tekka twice. He's out of mana. He's got Arcanes. Now they'll continue the charge. Stinger still in trouble. Stick charge is there. He's got him. He's got a TP. Matthew battery salted up. Getting caught. Liquid Fire. Drop down. What a turn. Infamous continue on. King Tekka will surge himself away. He just had enough mana. But Pepita coming in. HFN. He's got the coil ready. Will he use it? He doesn't even need to. He's got the Veil. 2 more kills and perhaps they get the King Tekka Darkseer. He's going to surge himself out. Where's that coil? He's thinking about it. There it is. Dropping it down. Splinter Blast coming in. A double kill for Pepita and a mega kill spree overall. What a fight from Infamous.
My God, Infamous are making all the right rotations down here. And I mean, this is the problem, right? When Sven doesn't get off to this good start, he struggles to... I mean, it's not that he struggles to catch up, it's just that there's no one on his team that can help create the space. Storm Spirit's also in the same exact situation he's in, where Storm's kind of just scrapping together whatever he can get. Like, Darkseer usually doesn't want to leave that lane. You know, he wants people coming to his lane, but he feels like he needs to teleport down there to assist his team, and, you know, instead of a Spirit Breaker and, you know, Sven being able to create some space for him, he is the one that actually has to try for that, then it just doesn't work out. There's too many heroes down there.
Yeah, and now he's forced to God Strength jungle camps. He does have an ancient stack over here, but no Mask of Madness, not yet anyway. But we'll see if they can't come back from this 2K. It's a great start for Infamous, and they need to get a lot more. And again, we've seen Pucks just go crazy before, like in Game 1 of this series, or... maybe it was last year's actually with Mandy, but you know,
yep.
That Puck going crazy is not the end of the world. It's if this Jug goes crazy, that could be a problem.
Yep, definitely. But Puck's in a prime position right now to help control this game. I mean, he's like the strongest hero on the map right now, right? Yep, Veil completed as well.
Yeah, he had it in the last fight, killing HFN with it. Who might die again, although no hook shot. He has the war cry. He will get out, but again, the pressure being applied, so he can't even farm safely at the top side of the jungle here. Ooh, and they even steal the arcane rune from the storm. The Jakiro walks up and grabs it, so an arcane rune would have been fantastic. No such luck.
Everything going Infamous's way right now, and I just don't think DC can fight at all. They don't have their levels on supports. King RD still level 4.5 on his Ancient Apparition. Matthew almost level 4 on his Breaker. Like, they need to get their ultimates up, and then perhaps they can start to blow some of these heroes up, but even then, they still need more items.
Yeah, whereas the Clockwork about to hit 6, and Jakiro is at 6 right now, but of course, he's going to be pumping out a lot of damage in some of these fights. It's going to be crazy. Oh, I saw it too late. He gets killed. Matthew and King Tekka come in, find a couple of pickoffs. They'll drop a ward down Pepita. They're on the hunt, so they did lose Singer, but what else can they find? King RD would be a nice target. Oh, this Sven would be even better. And there he is. Dream Coil. He's going to get dual breathed, and he's going to try to get one last hit, and he'll fall. It's going to be the kill coming in from the Jakiro. Hookshot came in. It looks like he was trying to find somebody else, maybe behind the tier 1 tower. But Infamous are going to be very happy with that pickup. That's the best hero you could find, maybe short of Storm Spirit.
Yeah, definitely. And they also ward up his jungle, too, so they see him farming. King Tech is actually keeping in here, shut up the Breaker.
Here we go. This is going to get close to the tier 1 tower. Yeah, they're going to back up. Pepita, had he had Dream Coil, maybe he counter-initiates there, but decides against it. They're all grouped up mid, man. They are just all sitting mid right now. Jug just continues to farm. His first item flying out as we speak. It is going to be the Yasha. He's ready to go with that. And we'll see what the next item's going to be. Manta, maybe full Manta. Probably pretty good this game.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Probably into the Diffusal Blade afterwards. He can purge off the War Cry and the Surge as well. Mana Burn great against these heroes too.
Yeah. Infamous. They're doing well after what was a very scary situation with their internet. They are back in. 2K lead. Tower bottom about to get denied. 38 HP. One more auto attack from Leo Sal will do it, and there it is. But maybe they could look for a hook. Not the easiest hero to lock down, obviously. Even if they hook him, it's not going to be enough damage. Oh, I've never seen that taunt before. The Leo style taunt, the one he just had.
The Storm one?
Yeah. That was crazy looking.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah, these taunts are getting real good.
They have elevated the taunt game for sure. Dream Coil, hook shot misses onto King Tekka, but the battery assault is there. Good vacuum wall coming out with the Ice Blast coming through. A lot of damage being done. Cold Feet, they're going to lose the Jakiro. They might lose the Clockwork as well. So far, so good. Matthew gets the double. And Pepita, no elusive. He's got phase shift. He might fall. Needs to be careful. He'll jaunt through in just a moment and try to get out. Good Warner's Curse to try to turn this. And here comes the Jug. He's got the Omni Slash. Storm has plenty of mana, or does he? He gets blown away. And Jug will secure the kill. Even when it looks like it's going well for DC, they still lose out on some big heroes.
Yeah, the beginning of that was so good. The 3-man vacuum into the Ice Blast wall combo looked pretty good, but I mean, Sven is in no real condition to fight right now. He's just pretty much using God Strength off cooldown to farm it up, which is what he needs to do to get back in this game. And I mean, Infamous, they just bring the numbers. Juggernaut even joins the fight too.
All right, there will be the Ice Blast onto Jug. And you're right, he has been using this God Strength pretty much consistently. But now these big items are coming out. It's the Blink Dagger for the Puck. And this is pretty much go time for him. Waiting Rift down max too. So they can silence up Leo style, Dream Coil silence, and just bring him down. Maybe a smoke though from DC? Nah, they're going to drop a ward. Oh, here we go. Pepita is in. There's a sentry it looks like, but he's going to jaunt down and get out in time. King Tekka needs to be careful. And he will back away. But, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, DC, they're starting to, even though this early game was really rough, it's not like it's continuing to get worse. So as I said, like King Tekka, he gets hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And the Jinx is back, baby. He's going to get killed, but they might find... Oh, the Cold Embrace. Nah, not going to save him that time. He will get dropped, but a great Ice Path. The Coil, the Blade Fury. Matthew will fall. And Leo Style has to look on. He is up here. Jakiro is going to drop some sentries and get a sentry and a ward for the price of one. Although there is another ward close by, too, over on the cliff.
Yeah, that's called the 2-for-1 meal deal.
Yeah. They're in. I wanted to ask you, though, about Stinger and his impact. And what do you thought of it so far?
I mean, I think his hero's been quite impactful. Like, he's been able to apply a lot of pressure in the bottom lane. This hero's just really annoying. You know, he tags someone with the Arctic Burn, then the nuke, and then they just get ran down by anyone else. Leo Stealth actually, he's on the run right now, but I don't think anything's going to happen here unless he happens to burn all his mana.
Yeah,
Should be okay.
Maybe he can go for a hook shot. No, it's on cooldown, so even that. He needs a cock push. Good try. So, now his mana's gone, but they can't invade the jungle any further.
Yep. I was going to say that DC are starting to get some items. Again, we have the Mask of Madness picked up on Sven. It looks like he's going to go back for the armlet again. Alright. I feel like he can't go for the armlet in this game. He needs like a Blink Dagger so they can actually fight off the Darkseer's vacuum. If there was a Stormhammer off of that vacuum into the AA Blast, I mean, the fight wouldn't even be close at all, which, you know, obviously that's not going to happen right now because he doesn't have a Blink, but I feel like they need items to be able to fight them.
Yeah.
And that's like definitely a step in the right direction because Storm, you know, he's going to get that Bloodstone up and then he still doesn't really contribute that much. He wants the Orchid first.
Silence, mech, TP, Ice Path. Has to be canceled. He still might live. He's pretty tanky. Vacuum back in. Loose Europe hits again. They can jaunt through, and he probably... Oh, he doesn't. I thought he might have gone for it. On the other side, Clockwork almost gets King RD. In fact, he should. And he's going to get Chilling Touch in the meantime. Rather Cold Feet. They have King RD coming in. He's got the Cold Embrace. Matthew's taking that Arctic Burn. It's hurting, but they can't quite kill him. Maybe a Flare. They don't have it. He's going to make it away. Ooh, spicy.
Spicy indeed, and Storm Spirit with the double damage. Unfortunately, it's just mop up the creep wave and not really make any plays for now, but, you know, it's fine. I feel like DC have, after they've lost their towers, there's a bit more room for them to farm. Like, Infamous are still spread out across the map pretty much. Kira's farming the jungle. You know, Clockwork's also farming the jungle. They're not really trying to contain them and prevent them from moving out to farm their own jungle camps right now. Or at least, not yet, but because of that, DC have still been farming.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. We talked about it in the games with OG. Like, they lost their towers, and then they were just able to find the split push. They were able to get around the map. They were able to keep the waves pushed in. And what could have been an early game for them turned into a late game, and they were able to bring it back. So there is still going to be some room to work with here for DC. They have that armlet. Yes, the Blink Dagger will be good, and he'll probably go for it next. In the meantime, though, Spirit Breaker getting run at. And he's thinking about charging. He's going to sit in the tree. Another strike. Mansa came through. They don't have the defusal yet. I don't think. The courier died. I don't think anything was on it. It's been dead for a long time.
Yep, it's coming back up now. There's just some small items on it.
All right. And they're going to go for the 2-2 push. They want to get all these outer towers, but again, it'll give them a nice lead. They need to turn that into other objectives, Roshan and tier 3s at some point.
Yep, they did see the Clockwork, I'm pretty sure, in the jungle, didn't they? Off of the wards by the shrine.
I think so. Well, yeah, they should have. Now they should. No.
Okay, well, it looks like they won't be able to do anything anyways. Their top tier 2 just dies, and they're actually the ones that are scared on DC, so.
Yeah, they should be.
Yep, it's, I mean, it's go time for Infamous. They have everything they need to be able to take these tier 2s, pressure them up, and it looks like they're just walking into the Roshan pit here.
Yeah. And they will scan and will hit. They might have to fight here. Ice Blast will also get them the vision they need, but that means it's not going to be available if they go for a play like a Darkseer Vacuum. Now the charge is coming through. Maybe they do fight this. Coming in. Here it is. They stop the charge as he gets to the ward. Close by is going to be the Clockwork. He's got hook shot up, which could really stop any sort of initiation. They're still sitting around Roche. In the meantime, Roshan is about below half HP. Sven, he's got God Strength ready as far as I know, and he does. But I don't think they're going to get there in time. It's going to be... They're backing up, yeah.
There's just no angle, right? Clockwork was standing up there on the hill, just preventing them from walking in. They can't just charge through the cogs. It's not going to work out.
They smoked on a ward, by the way.
Okay.
They're just walking in.
They want to fight this.
They know, yeah. Ice Blast coming in, Nether Strike. Vacuum coming in with the Stormhammer as well. So far, so good coming out from DC. But the Cold Embrace keeping everybody alive. And the Omni Slash turns to a double kill for Kotaro Hayama. And King RD is going to be next. They ran straight in. They'll get the triple for Kotaro. And they will push down into this tier 3 tower in the mid lane. Wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Infamous. They came back. They're back in the lobby. Hook shot to follow up. They found another ice pass. The Veil will come through as well. He's got the Shrine. He's got the mech. He's taking so much damage. The vacuum might save him, but it will not. That is a deep dive, though. They'll lose Pepita on that puck. In the meantime, Aegis, they've got the Ice Blast coming in. Clock will get hit up with it, and they might have gone too deep there. Perhaps they could have gotten a bit more damage out of the Tier 3 tower, but they will leave. They will only lose the puck as it stands now, although the charge is coming through. That'll be onto the Jug. He wants the Aegis. Can he find it? The Healing Ward, ball lighting in. They should get it. Ice Path, yes, they will. But now they're in deep as well. Cogs onto 2. Dual Breath following up. They have the Jug. He's got the spin. I believe he uses it, but that's just to get out of the bad situation. So Aegis is taken down. And Infamous, they don't get the Tier 3 tower.
Yeah, DC were hoping for a better fight there. They have that ward placed in the mid lane, but Infamous did spot out the smoke. They were hiding around the trees, trying to bait them into a big vacuum Stormhammer A Blast combo with a vacuum and the Stormhammer with them. The A Blast missed just by a tiny bit. And I mean, they had the potential to take that fight if everything, went their way. If perhaps the spells were aligned a bit better, but it's a good try. If you don't try it there, then they're just gonna walk up to your high ground. Then it's even worse, right?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
Liquid fired over and over, so. And that's what you have to do when you're in this kind of situation. You have to just man up and try to go for the big plays here.
Take the fight outside of the base.
Yep, that's right.
Meanwhile, they're going to find King RD, who's hasted, and he is not making it out of this alive, I don't think. Yes, he does, as the Dream Glow breaks.
Fuck. No chance.
Oh, that was pretty funny. But going back to what you were talking about, that fight made, I felt like it was almost rushed, perhaps, from DC. Like, they saw them coming and they were trying to get set up, and they're like, oh, they're on top of us already.
Yep, they just weren't ready in time, but, I mean, it was the right idea to try to take the fight out there and catch them off guard, rather than when they position themselves properly, attacking the high ground.
Yeah. Good effort. They will at least get the Aegis. Ice Blast coming in, just being a bit of a nuisance. He'll Manta and send the illusions in for now. Man, that new Ice Path looks so cool.
Yeah, I know, I want to buy it.
Yeah. And it's got that cool sound effect, too.
Just everything about it's so nice.
Yeah. There have been some real good sets this year, and just items in general.
The items just feel like they get better and better every year.
And then you go back a couple years, and you've got Cat Drow. That's a classic.
Cat Drow and Cowboy Ursa.
Dude. Alpine Ursa is legendary. I actually... I want it to be a thing still so bad. I guess it is, with traders and stuff like that, but anyway. What do we got? The Sven Blink Dagger is now done for HFN. So this is what you were talking about, right? The combination between him and the Darkseer. You can do that a bit easier. Oh, clock. Speaking of Blink Dagger, they're going to use it effectively on this Clockwork and bring him down. In the meantime,
nice quick pick.
They might find Leo Style. Oh, the TP. Dream Quilt. Nice. He's a little bit low on mana. He'll break it. They're still chasing. There's the Diffusal Blade. Uh-oh. Leo Style going to deny himself, and he had to there. He absolutely had to.
Yep, big time. And at least he just, at least he'll be back soon. Bloodstone charges obviously going down are not good, but better than feeding away a kill. Now they actually have potential to take a fight, right? You have the vacuum into the Stormhammer with Blink on Sven as a possible play. Like, once they start picking up more items like the Blink Dagger and Darkseer as well, and it just opens up more play options for them right now, because it's still super difficult for them to actually open the fight, because Puck, he's so elusive, he also grants vision, you can always just drop the coil on one of these heroes, and now all of a sudden it becomes more difficult for them to chain these abilities. It's just, they're really far behind, but if they can somehow bait Infamous to group up on top of a hero, maybe bait them in on the Storm, they can easily turn it with their abilities.
Yeah, it's those big play abilities. It's kind of like having an Enigma Black Hole, or obviously even Darkseer Vacuum Wall. That's one of those big abilities that can do it. So they just need that combination to be there. Infamous have to be careful. Despite having a 7K net worth lead, this is still very doable for DC, despite being behind.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Storm Sven, these guys are late game monsters. 1-1 team fight is going to give them so much space to continue to farm up.
Yeah. HFN, he's just trying to get any semblance of farm he can. He's working on that Ogre Club. Perhaps the BKB. They're going to go for a double smoke. They both smoked at the same time on DC. They're blazing it up twice. They're going to move into the jungle. Looks like into the lane for now. They're heading towards the north. but everybody is sort of towards the east here. Scan is going to be successful, but it's on Illusions and Kotaro himself. He might get caught. Here we go. Blade Fury, good spin. He knows something is up. Ice Path, it might be time to ditch this fight. Ice Blast missed. Vacuum back in. Walls drop down. Stormhammer, they want to take this, and he might be able to get the kill with the hook shot. They've got the Winner's Curse. They've got the counter initiation. They've got the Omni Slash. They've got 2 in the Ice Path as well. Can they get any more? Matthew in some trouble. He's got the Nether Strike. They're trying to fight HFN instead, and he's alone. He's man fighting. Good Cold Embrace. Ice Path, he charges right into it. He's taking a lot of damage here. Armlet Toggle, not in time. 4 dead, and Infamous continue to win these fights. And that was a great counter initiation with the hook shot coming in from the Clockwork at the beginning of that fight.
Yeah, that was a huge fight from Infamous, and I just can't help feel that DC kind of rushed that. It reminded me of that mid fight after the Roshan fight's not over yet. Oh, we're just trying to clear up the creep wave, and he's gone. But yeah, it felt rushed, didn't it, Mont?
Yeah,
like,
it did.
The same kind of thing happened. Juggernaut broke the smoke. He spun. They went for the vacuum, but it was only one hero. They weren't clumped up. Then the A blast as well. And it just felt like they forced the fight.
Oh, good hook shot, but Jug in trouble. Glimmer caped up. He's going to live. Vacuum in, but no follow-up. Cold feet. They're going to bring him down. The Nether Strike does it. And now HFN says go. Time to fight. Jump in. They'll get another. It's going to be the Shakiro fall. And can they get out in time? Infamous' Stinger will make it away. Anybody else? Clockwork, he's on the run. There's a ward there. Charge coming in. And they're going to find him. Now the Yule Scepter might keep him alive. He's got the Cogs, 4 staff into Ball Lightning. He's got the wand charges. Can he juke and jive enough? Storm's out of mana at this point. He's got a TP scroll. Darkster's coming back in. Should have the vacuum in 1. In fact, he does. He's creating a lot of space, but his team's already dead. And they will get 3 for DC. Wow, they really held there.
Yep. You sounded... I mean, they did hold, though. You sound really sarcastic, but they did hold.
Yeah, well, it was more so the fact that I was surprised Infamous were going in the first place. The respawn timers were so short. He just got hit by an Ice Blast. They cold embraced him, and they're like, go. And he does damage to the Tier 3, but he doesn't kill it. I guess if you're looking at it objectively, you could say the Tier 3 is almost dead. They almost got it. So there's that.
Yep. It is almost dead, but not quite dead yet. Killing those Defiance would be quite nice for Infamous, so they could help secure that next Roshan, but yeah. Perhaps a bit overconfident there, dying like that. Juggernaut got down to like half health before Spirit Breaker decided to get in there and commit to him and kill him.
Yeah, and Leo style now is able to split up the map with these Ball Lightnings, but we'll see how this turns out. They have some big items coming out still. We talked about the Diffusal Blade for the Jug. Ultimate Orb, so he's building it to Scotty. Pipe is done for King Tekka. I don't know if he just got this. It feels like he did. I think he must have. Or the Forest, one of the two. Maybe he's had the mech for a while, as far as I remember.
Yep.
Anyway.
But I mean, they have mech pipe. BKB is kind of far away for Sven, but if they win a fight or if this game goes on for a bit longer, he'll be able to get it. And Storm's super close to Orchid as well, so... You know, they do have some tools that can help them win the game. In these team fights, they need to find the Wyvern with Storm, try to Orchid him up so Sven can just jump someone freely, or else he's just going to get ulted and have his BKB kited once he gets it, of course. Before then, they can just use other spells to do that.
Honestly, yeah, this jump in from the Orchid is going to be huge, like you mentioned, on a Singer. Stop that Winter's Curse, stop the Cold Embrace. The Cold Embrace has been very impactful. I think I talked about this in the other game, and I think this is why Stinger's been doing so well, is because of this Cold Embrace. Obviously, the Winter Curses have been big, but it's kind of hard to see the impact of Stinger in fights and in general, unless he gets off a big Winter's Curse. I don't think I gave him enough credit in the first game he played today as Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, I mean, his heroes definitely felt quite impactful in this game. This hero kind of just ruins Sven. Like, he has multiple ways to deal with him. He has slowers for when he doesn't have BKB, and when he does, he can always use the Winter's Curse on him just to kite him, or on an ally, so he just kills them. And then, of course, the Cold Embrace, as you mentioned, is also, you know, it ruins Sven's team fights. This is a hero that most heroes can't man-fight Sven, but the thing is, he's very kiteable. Once his BKB's duration starts to get low, once he gets kited and you can't kill that initial target he goes on, he kind of just walks around in these fights and doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. It doesn't feel very good either. Oh, the illusion. Wow, actually almost got that. Well, I don't know. It would have taken a little bit of time, but that would have been cool. and Roche is up in 20. So Ace rune for Leo style. Maybe this is going to be something that turns into Roche. Ice Blast will sail through. They're going to see Roshan is not up with it. But 10 seconds, and Pepita can head in there and see. It is indeed up. Oh, they went in too early. They keep checking it.
No.
Well, I guess it's at max respawn duration, I believe. But yeah, so they know. And they're in there. And look at where everybody is from DC. They're all bottom.
Yeah, they're not prepared for this at all.
No, they're going to TP home. Oh, wow. This is going to be tough to get to. In fact, almost maybe impossible. By the way, they denied the tier 3 tower. That means shrines are now available.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they can't contest this at all. Maybe they feel like it's not worth them leaving the base. Perhaps they're just going to try to sit back and wait. Sven's actually not buying his order clip, so maybe he'll just try to take a fight with buyback. Storm, same thing. Saving for buyback.
Yeah, that's fair. They might need it in these fights. I mean, we saw what happened. Like, Infamous would win this fight in the mid lane. Then they pushed in. They were all pretty low. And then DC took that counter fight. So I guess keeping these buybacks ready, it's going to be important. Obviously, if you don't have buybacks and you die, you might just lose the game as well. That's another thing to keep in mind. I don't even know what to say, dude. This game's crazy.
This game is crazy. Maybe they can try to bait themselves into taking a poor team fight or something. I don't know. They need to throw their bodies away and then try to just fight with buybacks afterwards or something.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty tough right now.
With Aegis now, Scotty up, and then Cheese as well, who I think he gave it to Pepita. He did, by the way. It's not easy. What was I going to say? I have a feeling that they can bring this back. Excuse me, that they can bring this back for DC.
Well, it's definitely possible. Darkster Sven, this is a classic combo here. Great at holding high ground, very difficult to fight.
Eul Scepter, Waning Rift is going to come out. They need more help there. The Dagon, there's the hook shot. Dreamquill following up. Elusive up the cock pushback. That was perfect between the two of them. My God. That was fantastic.
Nicely done. Storm's down for only 20 seconds, but still killing this here was really important. He's only got 5 Bloodstone charges now.
Yeah, get those Bloodstone charges down further and further. Force out the buyback with the next step he has, potentially. Vacuum at the ready now with the Force Staff. King Tekka also has the pipe. Here we go. Kotaro's in. Matthew, or rather, excuse me, Azor High. Look at this. King Tekka just ran up. Ice Path is there. Nether Strike. There's going to be the Blade Fury coming in. They found this Clockwork, but he forces himself to the low ground, and they're going to get the melee racks at least. Ice Blast is sailing into charge. They want to get the backlines. Good. Ice Path. They're going to jump out of the storm. Silence up as well. This is a great turn. In the meantime, the Jug going to work. He's already used the Omni Slash. He might lose the Aegis, but there comes a great Winter's Curse. Somehow the storm will live. He made it out of those backlines. They had him, it looked like. But now Matthew getting turned on as well. Cold Feet coming in. He'll pop the Manta. There's the Diffusal. King Tekka. He's not going to get out. The Ice Path is there perfectly. He'll fall. He's dead for 65. They do find the storm elsewhere. And Matthew, he might go down as well. Storm's forced to buy back. Matthew will as well. They're on the edge here. Infamous are about to make it to DreamHack Winter, the big major, the first for SA. Can they do it? Infamous continues to push. The God Strength will go. He's got the Blink Dagger, but the Urine Charge. He can't jump in. Stormhammer's wasted. Ice Blast will come through. It'll hit on 1, and that's it. They have no Dark Suit for 38. No way to start with a Vacuum. They're going to jump right in again. Pepita with the Eul Scepter. Ice Path. He pops the BKB. Now the man fight begins. Again, remember, the Aegis is still on Kotaro. Stormhammer onto 2 in the back lines, but it's doing nothing. Finally, Matthew buys back. The Macro Pyre was used. Ice Path and the Splinter Blast to come in. The Dual Breath. Leo style needs to be careful, but they're just taking the buildings at this point. And Darkster's back up in 15. 2 sets of racks for Infamous. A 21k net with advantage, and they will move straight to top to take down this tier 3 as well. Aegis is still up for another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And they'll push into the tier 3 tower. The Liquid Fire will commence again. Ice Blast coming through once more. Matthew, can he go in for a charge? This is going to be close. They're going to try to find it here. Ice Path coming in. Good Cold Embrace. The back end coming in. They found the Sven. HFN, no BKB. Needs to be careful. They're going to try to take the back lines. In the meantime, they found him and killed him. Sven down. No buyback. Blade Fury coming in. Kotaro will lose the Aegis, but that's it for now. A lot tried to get that kill. They have Matthew. Cold Embrace. Winter's Curse comes in. doing some serious work. Matthew charges out, but he's low. Vacuuming, good ice path, buyback from Jakiro. He wants to finish this off. 50 seconds without the Sven. The Jug is still going to work. They use up King Tekka. He's running low. They're going to call GG. Grats. Infamous will head to DreamHack Winter. The South American squad has done it. The first minor, or rather major, of this year, and they will make it as the sole South American squad.
Wow. Well played, both teams. Congratulations to Infamous. Man, I mean, this game was dominant. They destroyed Sven in the lane phase. Puck destroyed mid lane as well. And it's just one of those games where this game feels like it was won with the great lane setup and just aggression in the early game from these teams.
That aggro tri-lane felt a little wonky at the beginning for Infamous, but Matthew and his rotations with Pepita as well as the Chikiro, they walked around, they found a few kills, they got that pressure onto HFN on the Sven, and he could not find the farm that he wanted, Brex.
Yep, indeed, and we saw that both Sven and Storm's farm were very, very crippled in this game. And I mean, Infamous, they just never let go of the pressure. Roshans were theirs for free, and they just forced the issue over and over.
Man, coming back from that second game, Infamous were getting crushed. They DC'd. All 5 of their computers went down with the internet, of course, and they missed out on that second game. We unpaused, and DCSA went and finished it off. Then they got back in. It looks like that might not happen. There might have needed to be a reschedule or maybe an FF win for DCSA, but Infamous came in. Last moment, they're able to get things going, and they will take this series as well. So congratulations to Infamous, DCSA. Good work to them. They're going to fall just short this time around. But any closing thoughts before we head out of here, Brax?
I'm just excited for the rest of the Dota. I mean, we have tons of other games coming up from different regions as well. Congratulations. I mean, this is how these teams get, where they are now. They go to these events, they compete against the international competition, and just get better. Once you can qualify for these events consistently, that's when you really start to see some of these teams make it to the next level.
Yeah, that's how you build a region, and we'll see if that's going to happen here for Infamous and the rest of South America. But like you said, we have plenty more Dota to be had, and honestly, it's pretty nonstop. There's a few breaks here and there, but we have Dota Pit tomorrow for myself and Brax. The EU Winners Finals, or rather lower bracket finals and Grand Finals are going to be coming up. Should be very interesting to see those 2 series play out, including a best-of-5 Grand Finals with OG already in. Very exciting stuff there. Elsewhere, we've got China for Dota Pit tonight, and we have SA Dota Pit coming a few days later, and Brax and I are doing that. So guess what? We're going to get to see more South American Dota, Brax. You excited?
I am excited. These teams it's never boring, right? There's never a dull moment, it feels like. They're always trying to fight each other, even when they're in the back foot. It's like they're always thinking about how they can win the next fight, not, we need to sit in our base and wait for, Roshan to run out or whatever.
Yeah, that next step here for South America, and we'll see if what happens. Excited to see which teams are going to be playing in that SA Regional for Dota Pit, and hopefully we could see Dota, Digital Chaos do pretty good here. But that'll do it for us tonight. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I really appreciate everybody who came out and joined and watched the South American Dota. Shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to Dream League for having us here. Very excited to see how DreamHack Winter does. And with that said, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
The battle begins.
Rampage.
Dire victory.
With the Strafe Esports app, follow your favorite teams and players, and you'll never miss a match again. Strafe, everything esports. Download now on iOS and Android.